that here. Africa is ripe for innovation and entrepreneurs.
Right.
The laws are lenient enough for us to be creative. But we have to do what we have not been able to do in America here, and that's the challenge. There are restrictions that exist in America because we live under direct white supremacy that don't exist in Africa. Even if you're saying the white man there, the Chinese man there.
I don't see him.
I don't see him until I go to the tourist place.
But that's the argument. The argument is the white man is here. The Chinese man is here. White supremacy is global. You can't avoid it in Africa. I mean, that's the argument.
Brother, let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
The white man is global. The Chinese man is global. The African man is global.
Right.
They're playing global politics and economics. We're playing national, local, tribal politics and economics.
Right.
We're not playing globally yet. We're playing ourselves.
Right.
We're losing because we're being out-organized. That's why we're losing. And the information that we need, we don't know how to go about getting it. And with us coming from the diaspora, like I said, citizenship is one aspect.
Right.
It's not everything.
Right.
I think that it's a goal. I look at citizenship like something to acquire through a process. I don't think it's something that you just should get because you come here. If somebody comes to Sierra Leone and they're African from South Africa, they got to go through the same naturalization process that an African from Jamaica or America got to go through. But in Sierra Leone, we have what you call a Negro clause, just like in Liberia.
Okay.
Only 2 countries in Africa with Negro clauses.
Right.
Because these are the places where our ancestors came back and played the pivotal role in founding these modern states. Freetown was literally all of Sierra Leone until 1961. The rest of the country beyond Freetown Peninsula was considered a protected area, whereas the ethnic groups, they were ruled under their traditional authorities. But in Freetown was a British crown colony. So you literally had 2 societies that existed here and were separated by regions. That right there created 2 different populations of people, 2 different cultures, 2 different ways people talk. You understand?
Right.
And so when you understand that, these are some of the complications that we have coming back. Just as they was oppressing and lynching and destroying us there, they was doing it to the Herero in Namibia.
Right.
Just as we had Nat Turner resisting slavery over there, we had Almami Samori Touré resisting French and British colonization here. So we have these legacies, and they belong to us all. You know, if African American achieves greatness, all of Africa should take that as their greatness.
Right.
If a African from Sierra Leone achieves greatness, all of the Africans should take pride in that this is our brother or our sister achieving greatness. That sense of African nationality that we see the Chinese have, that we see the Europeans have, that we even see the Arabs have, we have failed to cultivate that for ourselves. We know we need to do it. We have centuries of evidence that we had individuals and even organizations and movements that have told our race what to do and how to operate in this world.
Yeah, but the argument coming from the West is since Africa hasn't reached out and they're not giving us citizenship on arrival. Or, you know, where were they when brothers is getting killed and by the police? That's the argument.
They was over here being killed by police. You don't see NSARS in Nigeria?
Right.
They were over here being killed by police. In Sierra Leone, we've had youth, we had people get killed this year. We've had a prison uprising this year.
Right.
Where people killed in Sierra Leone. We got our own oppression going on over here. How dare they? That's my point. That's my point.
But they're saying the government.
Everybody knows this. The governments are puppets set up. They inherit these government structures and this Westphalian style of democracy and government from the colonizer. It was never something traditional that the Mende developed or the Karenko developed. No, the people here didn't develop that system. We had our own system of statehood here. And where we maintained it, they're now saying that's a secret society. So you got to know the difference between African traditional society and modern neo-colonial government structures. The state is one thing, but society is another.
Right.
The people who serve as agents of the state come from society, but they no longer represent society. They represent a society of their own. And their interest is to govern. Their interest is to govern. And in that governance, they facilitate the exploitation and the oppression of the masses of the people instead of serving the people.
Right.
This is why I say when you come back to Africa, don't come back with rosy-colored glasses on.
Right.
Come back sharp. Come back like you're going to Brooklyn, New York.
Right.
Come back like you're going to South Central LA. Come back on point. And you'll see it all. But once you realize that, damn, man, they bamboozled me all my life. Now I've learned that I'm an African. You can't be gullible.
Right.
Because now you got to realize someone, a very powerful enemy, has made it their job to make sure that you didn't figure this out.
Right.
So now you got to be careful with what you develop into. There's got to be another track waiting for you. So all of this re-Africanization, this Sankofa processing, where we acquire new names, where people change their diets, begin to work out, begin to feel good about themselves.
Right.
That's the liberation that we're seeking. That's the pre-liberation. If you don't go through those stages of self-evolution and development, then you're not going to be up to par to be able to play the role that we have a destiny to play in Africa.